Black people see this and they go, man, why are you always talking about black people, this and that? Because there just needs to be some shame here. Well, there's a few reasons. First, white people are every single bit justified in being racist. Every single bit justified, to the extent that that means going out of your way to avoid black people when you see them. Every bit justified. And you want to know why? Because we see what happens. And nobody is under any obligation due to liberal ideology to put themselves in harm's way. If you're a white person and you're going to work or going to the ball game or going to the city at night, you don't want to enter into the terror dome where you're suddenly in a sudden death match. You're like in the gulag in Call of Duty fighting for your life all of a sudden because you got on the wrong train car. Because a car full of black people pulled up on you by the bus stop. You turn and you walk the other way. You avoid their neighborhoods. You avoid going out on Memorial Day or Labor Day weekend at night in certain places. When you see them, you start walking in the other direction. And
Nah, Nick, you got to come clean, brother. We got to know what your infatuation with black people is, man. Black men in particular. It's something going on here, man. We got to get to the root, to the source, to the cause of the problem that's going on here, man. But while we're talking about, black fatigue and how much you hate black men and you hate the black race, check this out.
Exclusive investigation into a secret government experiment that was carried out in St. Louis. Residents tell us they still remember a mysterious fog. Children would run through it. Mothers would try and close their windows against it. For decades, they all had questions, and now we're seeking answers. The United States Army now admits that it sprayed a chemical that contained cadmium, a known carcinogen, on a neighborhood of more than 10,000 people. Critics say this was done with no warning and no consent. Well, tonight we return to the site of that demolished neighborhood and speak with former residents who believe the government turned them into human test subjects. Although the Army admits that the test happened, it is not admitted to harming the residents. News Nation's Natasha Zuvez investigates what was in the fog and why the truth may still be buried.
The fog drifted through the streets like a ghost.
That's exactly what it looked like, a thick fog.
It was summertime and it was hot. We would just run through it as fast as we could and try to just cool ourselves off. It stuck to you.
The spray was so foul as far as the odor. It made some of us have headaches, nausea, dizziness.
That's what I remember. It made me sick.
It wasn't the weather. It was an eerie smoke descending from rooftops, rolling from the backs of trucks.
Regular flatbed truck, but it had a big machine on the back. And it had a big nozzle that really sprayed a fog you couldn't even see through. It was that thick. And it really, we felt it as it would adhere to our skin. And as far as the guys on top of the buildings, they tried to portray them to us as maintenance workers. But we was like, what is a maintenance worker doing? And basically a hazmat suit. And they had masks and goggles.
In the 1950s and 60s, in secret, the U.S. Army sprayed zinc cadmium sulfide into the air of a St. Louis housing project, a largely black neighborhood called Pruitt-Igoe.
It was a lose-lose situation for us in Pruitt-Igoe. We were subjects. We were subjects.
They didn't ask for our permission. We didn't ask for them to spray us. My government.
You got it, Nick. I agree with you, man. It's your God-given right to not like or like whoever you want to like. And you know what I'm saying? I don't have anything to do with that. If you don't like black men, I'm not here to convince you otherwise, right? But wouldn't you say on the other hand that black men have that right as well? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking you for not wanting to live around black people. And I'm pretty sure that you don't want to live around black people, right? And you don't, right? So why is all this hatred towards black men? If anything, it should be the other way around. All the atrocities that happened to the black community at the hands of white men. The vagrancy laws in 1866, post slavery, where it was pretty much a crime to be poor, just like it is now. Like your commander in chief is trying to enforce these laws on poor people. So who's the big bad wolf? We can't talk about the aftermath until we talk about the nucleus and what caused all of these conditions that's going on in the United States. See, black people try to separate themselves from Neanderthals, these knuckle draggers, right? But every time we did, the first time the United States was ever bombed was in Oklahoma, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had our own communities in Arkansas and North Carolina. But for some strange reason, white people didn't want to leave us alone. So now, hey, here's your black fatigue for you, man. Keep getting them pistols drawn in y'all face, dragged out your car, getting your house broken into. These are the conditions that you created. Yes, your ancestors, your grandfathers, your great-grandfathers created these conditions. They created the projects. They dropped off crack into the black community. They dropped off pistols, automatic weapons into the black community. And this is the end result of it. Am I justifying it? No, I'm not justifying anything. I'm just telling you, before you start spewing off this rhetoric, why don't you take a look in the mirror? Oh, but you can't, because guess what? You're not even white, brother. So I don't get what your hard on for black men is. Or maybe I do. Maybe you want a hard on from some black men. This is your host, Most the Great Day, Late Dollar Short News, man. Hit that like, share, subscribe. We up out of here.